So this week we have Wyatt and Tom. They're doing a
Taco Bell review.
Andrew, he's talking about Star Wars. I don't know. Rachel's starting a new segment. It'll be talking about what to do after high school. Rachel White has her teacher appreciation for Mr. Wolf. Falcon Day of Action is the 24th of April. If you know anyone who needs help or could use us on the 24th, contact the school or Miss Sievert. Also, congratulations to these students on making the Dean's List at MCC for having a 3.5 GPA or higher. To the kids who made the President's List for MCC, which is a 4.0 or higher.
Hello. Welcome back to Wyatt and Tom's Food Review with, Mark, always in our shot. Today we went out and got Taco Bell. We were trying their dollar menu stuff. I think there was like 10 things on it, but there's also like dessert things, but we didn't get those because
I got one of them actually.
Oh yeah, you got the twist, but there was another one. It was the Cinnamon Delights. It was $1 for 2 of them, and they're pretty small, so we just like knocked that.
They bought me hot sauce.
I don't remember the exact names. This is a beefy Frito burrito. This is a cheesy roll-up. I think this is a chicken quesadilla and some thing with red things on it. And then I got mild sauce. What'd you get?
Okay, so I got cinnamon twist is the dessert thing. One of these is the nacho something, and then one of them is like a chipotle. I don't know if the chipotle is supposed to be spicy or not. And then I got this small little cheese
thing.
wrap.
Crunch.
The flavor sucks.
I feel like if I tried that, I'd probably cry.
You should try it.
You're not gonna cry. You don't have to eat a lot.
Thumbnail.
It's spicy sauce, but you don't have to eat a whole lot. And it's not that good. Like, it's really not that good.
That just is a quesadilla, a cheese quesadilla,
With
folded
taco.
in half with
Yeah.
the meat inside. It's not 2 tacos.
That's what it's called on the menu, though.
Lies.
Owned! I'm the commander here. Alright, let's try it. Well, they already did. I say it's okay. Also a 5.
Let's try it. Do you like it, Rachel?
It kind of just tastes like I'm eating a burrito. I couldn't tell that there were Fritos in it.
You probably didn't get one. I didn't get any. It's also been sitting, so they're probably gonna start eating it.
But it was good.
Alright, so yeah, like I said, not worth it. Well, like for $1, it's okay, but like, you can probably get something better somewhere else.
Was this one $1?
Yeah, all of this was $1.
Oh, this
Except
one's
maybe
definitely
I
worth
didn't buy
it.
This one.
This one's definitely worth it for $1. If you get 2 or 3 of these.
Oh yeah, obviously the one I ate fully. This one I just snacked on because I had that hot sauce and it kind of hurt. What do you give it? What?
Out of all of them, I would say for like that one or like this one, I would rate it like a 7 because it's adult and it will fill you up and stuff.
There you have it, folks. Taco Bell is not worth it except for the double taco thing.
Hi there. Do you go to school? Yes, I do go to school. Are you worried about the future? You know what? I am worried about the future. Well, you should listen up, because in this segment, I'm gonna show you all the options you have for after you graduate high school. So listen up, because we're talking about everything. 2-year schools, trade schools, 4-year schools, public schools, private schools, community college, military, and workforce. So after you watch this, you're gonna be a lot more knowledgeable about what the heck you're supposed to do after you graduate. Take it away, Other Rachel. Thank you, Other Rachel. Now, as you just saw there, I was going to originally in just one segment talk about all the possibilities, but I realized you wouldn't get an informed look at what you can do after high school. So instead, I'm going to be breaking up the show into multiple segments, and this week I'm going to be talking about the National Guard and the Armed Forces. Alright, right, we are here with Mr. Drew Scheidler, and he is going to tell us all about the National Guard. All right, so we're here with Rachel White, and she's going to talk to us about the National Guard. What are your plans for after graduating?
So a couple of weeks after graduation, I ship off to AIT, which is Advanced Individual Training.
I'm going to AIT, which basically, I did my basic training, so now I need to do the training for my MOS.
And I'll learn how to fuel helicopters for my actual job in the Army. And then I go to drill once a month in Waterloo.
I'm going to be a horizontal engineer, which means digging ditches and making roads.
And why did you decide to join the National Guard?
So one, it was a legacy. So my dad was in the Navy, so I wanted to, make him proud. Two, the educational benefits are really great. They're gonna pay, they're gonna pay for my college and stuff. And then three, I always want to try to get better, and I think that this is an awesome way to advance in education and leadership.
I don't really know why I joined the National Guard. It just seemed like I wanted to do something more.
Mm-hmm. And what are some benefits that you get? Like, I know you get some benefits through college. Can you talk about that?
Okay, so if you are a good soldier, then you will have your college mostly paid for with the National Guard. I think Iowa does all your college. Not every National Guard does that in every state. Iowa National Guard is pretty good.
And what advice would you give to people who are considering maybe joining the National Guard or the military after high school?
So I really like the military, and I'm actually thinking about retiring from it. Also, just consider that once you join the military, your life is not really your own anymore. You're living off of somebody else's agenda, and sometimes that's really great and sometimes it's really not. So
thank you, Rachel, for joining us. Well, thank you, Drew, for joining us. Now you know a little bit more about what you could potentially do with the Army after high school. Okay.
Earlier this semester, I realized how much time I had really spent in the choir room. It's not really like any of the other classes that I've ever been in, so like in English or science or math, you always switch to a different teacher when you become an upperclassman. But for choir, that's the only class I've actually consistently been in for all of the semesters from junior high all the way to my senior year. So if you're in band, art, or agriculture, just take a look around you and take a step back, because it's really interesting to see how much time and energy that you've actually spent in these rooms with your teachers and your classmates. At the start of my freshman year, I got into chorale, and he put a lot of faith into me, because when you're a freshman, you're 12, right? He stuck me right in with the first sopranos. Within 4 years, I found my comfortable place between second and first alto, switching when necessary. While comfort is important, Mr. Wolf knows that it's important to be uncomfortable in situations to make yourself improve. So sometimes he just throws a solo or two at you, and you just kind of have to deal with it, and you have to learn along the way, and I think that's super important. I've had Mr. Wolf for 6 years, and you'd think I'd be tired if I'm already. Well, you're wrong. Kinda. I've been in junior high choir, chorale, jazz choirs, treble choirs, and honor choirs under his direction. If you're not in band, you might not know this, but he is an assistant band director, meaning he plays a mean trombone in attempts to help the brass section. I used to play trombone in 7th grade. Sorry, Mr. Will. Speaking of Mr. Will, I don't have him in any of my high school classes, so I wanted to take a couple seconds to just appreciate him, since I'm not going to have an entire episode dedicated towards him. Thanks for being nice in the hallways, even though I quit band on you. Alright, back to Mr. Wolf. So being the assistant band director, he is also in charge of the color guard. The color guard has been very successful, as is his choirs, under his direction. And because he's so successful, Mr. Wolf kind of gets away with some stuff. If you walk anywhere in this school, you will not find a more graffitied wall than his office walls. To the naked eye, you might think it's chaotic. And sometimes it still is. I really encourage you guys to join choir, join band, join agriculture, join art. Join a class that you can take repeatedly throughout all of your 4 years of high school, because you're not going to find that connection with switching classes every single year with English or math or science, because you learn very important things in those classes, don't get me wrong, but with something that you can be creative about and something that you can absolutely express yourself in is not a typical high school classroom environment. And those are the things that you're going to value once you leave this school, is those memories that you made while creating something. But anyways, Mr. Wolf, please don't ever retire, because otherwise they're gonna paint over those walls and paint over all of those memories, and I'm not quite ready for that. So when I was writing the script out for Mr. Wolf, there's way too many memories to count. Some things that I wanted to point out. While I still can't read music, there are plenty of other lessons that Mr. Wolf has taught me. You taught me not to be so scared about who I was and that opposing opinions are important. And even more important than both of those, just you've also taught me to not take life so seriously. So, Mr. Wolf, I'll soon share so many more memories with you since it's just the beginning of my last semester, but I wanted to thank you for 6 years of blood, sweat, and tears. Okay, maybe not all of those, but tears are definitely coming in later. Don't forget that McKenna isn't too far behind me, so don't forget to cherish Grandma Marlowe's cookies while you still can. L&M seniors will forever miss your plaid-wearing, sock-styling, and piano-kind-of-playing teaching. But I have many more memories with you, Mr. Wolf, than any other teacher in this school. You've been my role model for so many years now, and I'm sad to leave this school without you. Don't forget Purple Thursdays ever, because I think that those are funny. So my parting statement to you, Mr. Wolf, is to never forget to eat your blueberries. Thanks. And one more thing, Mr. Wolf. Am I your favorite student?
Could you rephrase that question?
Am I your favorite student?
Yes.
Thanks for tuning in this week. See you next week.